everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Call the Cops. My name is Officer Jamie Keneally. As always, big show in store, especially on this, the first day of June. Yeah, the summer is fast approaching. But we got Superintendent Paul Fitzgerald in the house, and he's here to talk about the second annual Field of Dreams wiffle ball tournament. This, however, is what we were talking about last year. That's got nothing to do with wiffle ball. That was the Homeland Security exercise we called Operation Urban Shield. I want to thank Deputy Darren Greeley. Yeah, this is fake stuff, folks. But it was a simulated exercise, and Deputy Greeley, Darren Greeley was in here last week to talk about the Operation Urban Shield. It was a huge success. Here was some of the footage of the event, and here's the bottom line. Because of this exercise, because of the training and the lessons learned, your region's police, fire, and EMS are that much more prepared to handle a terrorist attack. So good stuff, Operation Urban Shield. All right, other stuff we want to get to. Got to mention Police Officer Terry Burke and Sergeant Scott O'Brien. This was the scene at Faneuil Hall not too long ago. And these two guys, I mean, talk about two super inspirational guys, both recipients of the Roosevelt Award. The Roosevelt Award named after Teddy Roosevelt. And it's an award given to officers who overcome serious injury or adversity in their return to duty. Scott, and you see Scott right there, Scott was actually shot in the line of duty, searching a home for an armed suspect. Terry, meantime, serving in Iraq, lost a leg, serving his country in Iraq. These guys are, again, I can't stress it enough, two great guys, returned to the job, and you know, because of guys like Terry and Scott, let me say it, this job, our department is all the better for it, and they are certainly two very deserving guys. So nice to see Scott and Terry back with the department. Robert Kraft, yes, indeed, the owner of the New England Patriots, recently tried to sign Superintendent Paul Fitzgerald to a contract. Didn't work out. We'll get to that in a second. But he was talking to the department's new sergeants and lieutenants. Topic of discussion was leadership. It was a great discussion. He had all sorts of great advice. And I think one of the things he said, he told the audience or the guys, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to make the tough decision. And if things don't work out, he said, don't be afraid to assume responsibility, learn the lesson, and move on. He was great, and you know, we caught up to him afterward, and we asked him, you know, Mr. Kraft, you're a busy guy. Why was it important for you to come out here today, talk about leadership, and talk to members of the Boston Police Department? Here's what he had to say to that question.
Because I was invited to do it, and I'm honored by that. I think that I don't think the police department is appreciated. It's an undervalued asset, the way people serve our community and actually do a lot to help create the culture of why Boston is such an attractive place. We're lucky to have a police department like we have here, and I hope we continue to build it with good, high-quality people of integrity.
Thank you, Mr. Kraft. All right, $32,500. Yeah, we're talking about last year's Field of Dreams wiffle ball tournament. They raised money for juvenile diabetes. They were hoping to, at least I remember when I talked to Super Fitz last year, heading into the tournament, he said, yeah, you know, we hope to raise maybe 10 grand, maybe 15. Well, guess what? They didn't raise 10, they didn't raise 15. They raised double that. And yeah, $32,500. That's what they raised last year. And all the proceeds, of course, going to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. This was the scene in July. Yep. And here's what Heidi Daniels had to say about the big check and the wiffle ball tournament after the fact. To say the least, Ms. Daniels was extremely appreciative of the efforts by Super Fitz, friends, and family.
Our community events with volunteers like the people who did this wiffle ball tournament are the lifeblood of JDRF. We are established with a volunteer partnership, and that's the only way JDRF works and achieves its efficiency, and we wouldn't be able to work toward meeting our mission without the efforts of everybody combined. On tremendous events like this, it's a great effort. Well, I'm always amazed no matter what volunteers raise, because you never know what dollar is going to be the dollar that finds the goal. But when a first-time event really hits it out of the park like this, it's just thrilling. So we were just so excited to be here today and to acknowledge all the efforts of everybody who worked so hard to make it happen.
Clearly, Ms. Daniels was pretty fired up, and for good reason. Well, now here's the good news, or the better news. This weekend, June the 4th, if my information is correct, if you're looking for something to do, looking for a good time, looking for some fun, how about stopping by the second annual Field of Dreams Wiffle Ball Tournament? This year, like last year, the tournament's going to take place. Who is this young lady? We'll get to that in a second. This year, like last year, the tournament's going to be held at the BAC, the Boston Athletic Club, right? And like last year, how about this for tons to do? In addition to the wiffle ball, of course you're going to play wiffle ball, there will be a petting zoo.
Yes.
Last year, I believe they had an alligator. The alligator not coming back this year?
We have a bull.
We got a bull this year. Got a bull. No word of the alligator.
Yeah.
Face painting.
Yes.
Plenty of food.
Plenty of food.
Great music.
Yep. Simon Says.
Simon Says.
Simon Says is good.
All sorts of fundraising.
Yes.
Rene Rancourt.
Rene Ronco, yeah.
Rene, okay, I'm sorry, Ronco. Is that the French pronunciation? Rene, he hates it when you say Rancourt.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. If you're looking for some fun, looking for something to do, it is the event. It's the thing to do. So without any further ado, let me bring in this guy, Superintendent Paul Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Jamie.
No, thank you, sir. It's always fun to have you on. You know that.
Now listen, I'm
Yeah,
told.
cut to it. Cut to the chase.
You thought the only person that could go head to head with the Stanley Cup championship game is me. So that's why I'm here.
Here's the thing. We know there's a hockey game going on, but because of Super Fitz, there's a lot of people out there who are torn right now. So for those of you who are not watching the game, we do have an update right now. Game one of the best of 7 Stanley Cup Finals. Nothing. If it changes, we'll tell you. But give us the next 15 minutes. We'll make it worth your while, I promise. All right. $32,500 last year.
Yes.
Hello. The big question, the obvious question, can you guys do that again?
I think so. Our goal, we always want to strive for more.
Yep.
So we set a goal of 40,000 this year.
Okay.
And like you said earlier, I was thrilled with 32.5. I couldn't be more happy.
Was shocked maybe a better word?
Shocked. Yeah. I mean, I started out, like you said, 10 grand, 15, just trying to do our part.
Yep.
And but our department, I commend everyone in our department. They're just such a generous community.
It was great, and that was the lesson thing we both. It was a great turnout. So many people excited to be there, and it was phenomenal. Off the top, so if somebody wants to donate some money, and guys, feel free to throw up the website if you can. But to learn more about donating, do they go to the JDRF website or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the JDRF website. You can go on there.
Perfect, it's right there.
And you could find the Field of Dreams event. You go to events and then look for Field of Dreams.
Okay.
That's the name of our tournament.
Yep.
And then you can learn all about the event. You'll see all the teams in there. You can go on and support any one person or any one team that you'd like and make a donation.
All right, so jdrf.org, there's the website at the bottom of your page, at the bottom of the screen, everybody. And you click on events and you look for Field of Dreams.
Yes.
Once you get to the page,
yep. And then you can click on and
donate.
see how many teams there are, if you know anyone playing, learn about the agenda of the day, and you can donate, with a credit card.
Suggested donation, I think we said, what, $1,000 to start?
You know what? Anything that anyone wants to offer, we'll take 1,000.
We'll take
I
1,000.
know you come in high.
You know me, I like that. That's how I roll. I'm a big roller that way. All right, is there still room to play? Or mostly, I think you talked about...
The adult tournament is sold out, and the adult tournament is
Which is awesome. So
yeah,
that's
it's a great
32
time.
teams.
32 teams.
Okay.
And it's a play down. And that's from noon to 5. The kids' version starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. That goes till noontime.
Okay.
And then right at noontime, we have a pretty big celebration, giving kids all kinds of prizes. And we have Rene Ronco sing the national anthem, and it's a great time of the day.
Now, talking about last year, so that was the kids in the morning.
Yes.
And I think the video that we're showing on the screen now, this was, well, that's the fundraising part, but
Yeah.
this was the championship game, and that is your daughter, Caroline.
That is Caroline Fitzgerald.
Let's
yes.
see the form. Okay, yeah, Dad's been showing her how to throw. But this was the championship game last year.
This was. She did make the final.
I mean, which is pretty amazing that a girls team made it to the finals.
Absolutely.
I forget what happened. I think they lost in
They
the
got
finals.
smoked.
All right, they got smoked. I was going to try to...
But they made it.
But they made it. But I mean, that was a great time. And for Caroline's team to make it was, you couldn't,
cool.
you couldn't plan that.
It
You
was
couldn't
really
plan
cool.
that.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll happen again this year. It seems more competitive teams have signed up, and it should be a lot of fun.
Okay, but she's back.
She is back.
She and her team are back to defend their second place prize.
Let me tell you something different we did this year. Was we have a website, which JDRF funded. So what that does is it really expands your reach, your outreach ability. So people can go on and support anyone on the team that they want to. So my daughter's team has raised $2,700.
You're kidding.
It's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's amazing.
So you can actually click on the site. Once you go to the site, you can click on the team or person, say, I want to pledge in support of so-and-so. Interesting.
Yeah, so I was thrilled with that.
Let me ask you the obvious question. I mean, this is labor intensive, love intensive. It's an issue very close to your heart. Maybe just tell the folks at home why you do this and why you get involved with this in the first place.
4 years ago, Caroline was diagnosed. We were on vacation on the Cape, and it was really a tough blow. It took me a while, my wife and I, to get on our feet, but my daughter led by example, and she's just, kids are so durable. So she's awesome, and we've come to terms. It took me a couple of years to get off my butt and do what I can do to help, fight this disease. So we put a tournament together last year, again, with the hope of raising a little money to help help fund research to find the cure, and we did great. So we see it as our responsibility to keep this going for awareness in our department and our whole community, and as well as raising money and helping fund research.
What's something people maybe just don't know about juvenile diabetes that they should know?
A lot of people, don't know anything like I didn't about diabetes. So a lot of people say, does she need insulin? Yes.
Right.
Type 1 diabetes is your body stops making insulin. So now we have to take her blood sugar level 5 or 6 times a day to see where her body is, and then give her a shot of insulin. So that's something that a lot of people don't know, and again, I didn't know anything about it either, but now we know a lot about it.
And maybe, what would be telltale symptoms of, were there symptoms from Caroline? Were there things you were like, wait a second, something's wrong here? Or what led you guys to go, try to figure out what was going on?
Telltale symptoms are being thirsty, and not getting enough sleep, losing weight. In Caroline's case, she was very lethargic. She's an upbeat person. We were on vacation on the Cape. She didn't want to do anything. It just wasn't like her. She was thirsty, and then I noticed her teeth looked big in her face, and she was a little kid anyway, and I said, she's losing weight. Brought her in, and they diagnosed it quickly. So she, she's been on shots ever since.
Well, and just from the video that we see there, obviously she looks like an average, everyday active kid. What are things like for her today?
Yeah, the blessings of it are that you can live a very normal life.
Even though her team got smoked last year.
Yes.
That's beside the point.
The blessings are you can live a very normal life. You just have a lot of maintenance. You have to take good care of yourself. You have to know your body, and you have to be disciplined and take care of yourself. But she does that, with our help, and we're teaching her to, hopefully she learns that and does it by herself when she's an adult. And but she can do everything. You can play every sport. She's an excellent hockey player. Plays for the Spitfires.
Where does she get that from?
She gets that from me.
Oh. Right.
I drive her to the rink.
Stupid question. I've seen you play hockey before, but I felt a need to ask it anyway. So she's playing hockey. She's playing obviously wiffle ball. She's playing
lacrosse. Everything. She's a great little athlete. Very competitive. And she just has to take care of her body.
So nothing except for, obviously, like you said, the maintenance of being aware of the fact that you get to deal with this. Everyday activities, no problem.
Yeah, you can live a normal life. The most dangerous times, another thing people should know about it is going to bed. So you got to take your number and make sure your level's high enough, because if you go to sleep and your number's not high enough, bad things can happen. So you have to make sure you're at a level that the doctors tell you to be at.